Hey everybody, this is Mark 3SMLE, and today we have this Chinese Hanyang 88 rifle. It's basically a copy of the German commission rifle, and by far, it's my favorite Chinese knockoff. Let's get to shooting it. I have some light 8mm hand loads that we're going to run through this. Let's get going. Alright, when I chamber the last round, the empty clip will fall out of the bottom of the rifle, like so. Now it's basically a copy of the German commission rifle, and this rifle was really meant to save China from colonization at the hands of the West when China was under the Qing dynasty and they were desperately trying to keep up with the West to stay ahead. Of course, this rifle far outlived the Qing dynasty. It was used by the nationalist Republican Army later on, as well as the various warlords that inhabited China in the 20s and 30s, all the way up to the 1940s in the Chinese Civil War, as well as World War II against Japan. Both the communists and the nationalists used this rifle. The victorious communists later on used this rifle up till 1953 in the Korean War, but this rifle was in militia service up till the 1980s. The Hanyang 88 has many typical European features of military rifles, with a steel butt plate, sling studs on the wrist, as well as on the front barrel band. The rifle has some peculiar markings, including in the parentheses. You see these Chinese characters. These were nationalist markings from Chiang Kai-shek. In fact, the bolt action on this rifle is Chiang Kai-shek era with a backward swastika. Of course, the rectangular stamp that's been stamped over it is the sign of the Emperor of China, back from when China was under the Qing dynasty. The Hanyang uses an M-block loading system, which means you have to pull the bolt back and insert an entire clip of ammunition instead of stripping loose ammunition off of a stripper clip like was done later on later Mauser rifles. These particular types of loading systems were prone to malfunction because of dirt, but later on the technological advances came up and these guns soon became obsolete. But the Hanyang stuck around way longer than any other rifle in its class. The Hanyang 88 also features an open magazine system, a lot like the German commission rifle as it first came out. However, more of the Chinese rifles were not modified and updated, so a lot of these will still be found with an open magazine system. Later on, the Germans, in their own version, they plugged up this hole and gave the rifle a stripper clip feed, but the Chinese never did this. The Hanyang 88 was a bit more practical than its German counterpart because it used a wooden handguard, a lot like later rifles. This was a bit more practical than the steel sleeve that surrounded the barrel and kept the soldier from burning his hands on the commission rifle. Here, a simple wooden handguard worked, and it worked very well. These rifles use typical Mauser style sights, including this 2000-meter graduated rear sight and this fixed blade front sight. These rifles sights are rather crude by today's standards, but they work very well. However, the bores in these rifles generally are in pretty bad shape, so these aren't exactly shooting guns, but for $200 retail normally, when you find these guns, it's not a bad price, and if you work really hard, you can actually get these things back to life.
Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section down below. I also want to do an individual shout out to Log Cabin Looms. He provided me with these 8mm cast bullets that I loaded up and brought this Hanyang 88 back to life. He does a series of shooting, survival, and bushcraft, and I'll leave a link down below in the description box so you guys can go check him out. Thank you for watching.